Hi, I'm Denise Ortiz of MindBodyHealing.biz. I'm so glad you could join us today. Now, as you know, I have these podcasts that drop on the 15th of every month on YouTube and on Spotify. But now I'm adding additional podcasts. So there'll be two a month, one on the 1st and one on the 15th. So if you're not already following me on YouTube or not on my mailing list, please sign up so you can make sure that you get to see everything that we have to offer. I'm here to help as many people as I can just find out more about how to navigate through this wonderful world that we live in and release the chaos, get relaxation, eat better, and anything else you can think of that'll just help improve your life. Okay, so today I'm bringing somebody on that tries to do just that through her books. Her name is Tearhsa Wilder. And her question to you is, are you ready to rewrite your life story with clarity, self-love, and heart-centered purpose? Now, in her latest book, Smiling from the Heart, Tearhsa guides you on a gentle yet powerful journey of emotional healing, spiritual growth, and self-discovery. Now, Tearhsa is known as the healer of hearts, and she's passionate about helping others and align their mental, emotional, and physical selves with their soul's original blueprint. She specializes in releasing energies of trauma, fear, and suffering to restore health, heart centered love, and personal power, guiding clients toward clear direction and self fulfillment. So, now to talk to us a little bit about how we can just kind of rewrite with small shifts and big changes, I'd like to introduce you to Tearhsa Wilder. Hi, Tearhsa. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us.
Hi, Denise. Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could be here today. She's so busy writing, so she's taken a little time out. I'm thrilled. So let me ask you one of the first questions. What do you mean by rewriting your life story? Like, how is that done? And just you say like small shifts kind of play into it. So tell us a little bit about that.
When in the book, Smiling from Your Heart, when I talk about rewriting your life story, I don't mean just completely starting over, totally erasing your whole past and your whole life. I mean, I'm talking about shifting into how you see yourself and how you respond and to life and in your life. And a rewrite can be it can be as small as like just changing the way you talk to yourself, or just deciding to release some old label that you've placed upon yourself or that you've heard repeated in your life over and over, or just choosing to breathe and be peaceful instead of reacting constantly and quickly reacting. And those little tiny shifts, those small shifts, that grows. Those grow into moments, into weeks, into your new life story, and anyone can do it.
Yeah, it's like baby steps, right? Just
Yes,
taking
baby
baby
steps.
steps towards where you want to be.
Exactly. Just like I have a friend who's passed on now, and she once told me many years ago, she was the first person I met when I moved here to Myrtle Beach 20 years ago. She said, "How do you eat an elephant?" We've all heard that because I was in the middle of my head going, "Well, how do you do this? And you do that?" And she said, "You know how to eat an elephant. It's one bite at a time." And that ingrained into my thoughts. And that's small steps, one bite at a time.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be that simple. People sometimes thinks it's so much more, but this is a great way to start. So, maybe you could share something with us if you have any personal journeys that are where you've seen that small shifts made a big difference in your life. That obviously is probably the reason what prompted you to go ahead and write this book.
Yes, I actually have one that has made such an impact on my life. I was injured in a chiropractic accident, and it left my arm up over my head, my left arm up over my head for about 2 months. And it was an accident. I'd had many chiropractic visits that were extremely helpful. It was an accident. So my arm's up over my head, and I'm getting shots, and I'm getting more adjustments, and all kinds of things are happening. Eventually, I had surgery, but to make a long story short, I started afterwards. My neck was still hurting, and so people would say, "How you doing?" I'd be like, "I'm okay, but my neck hurts." My answer to everything was, "My neck hurts." Pretty soon, it turned into even self-talk. I'd be walking through the house going, "My neck hurts." It turned into one word, "My neck hurts." There was nothing in between. And that was the story I was telling myself. And one day I thought, if I keep telling that story, it's going to keep being true. So I reversed that and I started saying, my neck feels great. I would tell myself that. Somebody asked me how I was doing. I'm doing good. My neck feels great, even if it wasn't true. And of course, in the beginning, it wasn't true. It was very untrue because it was still hurting. I was out of balance. I still needed to do some exercises to get my strength built back up and build confidence in myself and my neck strength. And so I just reversed that story. Those few words, just making that one little small shift, it changed. It changed everything. It started feeling better. And that was, let's see, I had surgery in 2008. I changed the story in 2009. And well, we know it's 2025. And my surgeon told me that this would probably only last me maybe 10 years as far as, the hardware and so forth that he put in there. And it's 2025 and my neck still feels really great.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
it's that one little shift. It was my words that were doing the damage to myself.
Yeah, yeah. That's the NLP, the neuro linguistic programming, right?
Yes.
It forms those neural pathways in the brain, and we believe it. We believe what we say. So those words can make a huge difference.
We are quite convincing to ourselves, aren't we?
Yes, we are. So I think you're here to teach us how to do it for the better.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
with that, is there some like simple examples that you could give people that where they can start making small shifts?
Yes, there's first the one of the simplest things to do is just to practice a heart-centered pause. Just put your hand on your heart and then just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just take one simple little breath. That's all it takes. And then just ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? And feel into the answer. You can reframe your self-talk. Like my example, my neck hurts, change it, reverse that, reverse the energy of it from the negative space to the positive space, and retrain your brain to say, I am in the positive state. Even like I said, even if it's not true, once you retrain the brain and you reframe your self-talk, that's a win-win. And just watch your
Yeah.
daily day, watch what's going on in your day. We've all heard this at nighttime, write down 3 things that you were grateful for. Even if it's something simple, I cooked dinner and it was semi-delicious, whatever those small things are, just recognize them.
And the other thing is like sometimes we have things that get in our way, the little resistance. What are the things that get in the way normally that you've found when we try to change our story?
That would be learned behaviors, and any of like the old conditioning, the inner critic that we've been talking about, the fears, the underlying fears that we allow to grow within us, and the belief that we have to change overnight, that everything, we have to wake up and suddenly I'm healed, life is grand. That it's not about a complete overhaul. It's about those small steps. And, and it's so very worth it. Um, it's those little tiny rewrites. They all add up. One right after another, they add up. So the important thing is to just take that one small step. And don't wait like we do for a diet. Well, I'll start on Monday. And just don't wait till, well, after this holiday or what's going on, I'll start then. Because there's never going to be a perfect alignment. It's about making a choice. It's about choosing yourself. One choice, one thought, one action.
Right. And it's as if you're putting things off, your mind will say, "Oh, I don't want to do it now." She obviously does not want to do it now, so I'm not going to make it happen until she says, I'm doing it now. It is right in this moment, right?
Yeah, the excuses, there are many. The action is few. Action is the only way we can make that small change for ourselves. And nobody's going to do it for you but you. We look outside and we're like, oh, here's an answer, here's an answer, here's a book, here's a process, it's in here, it's internal, it's in the heart, it's the choice that you make for yourself.
Right. Well, I know that you share a lot in this book about, smiling from the heart, um, of how you can do this. So, what could readers expect? Like, if they're having trouble, just what you're talking about, making those changes, taking those baby steps, what could they expect when they get a hold of your book and start reading it?
Well, the book is titled Smiling from the Heart, Rewrite Your Life Story with Inner Wisdom. So it is about tapping into your inner wisdom and using that to rewrite your story. It's filled with reflections, it's filled with questions that we all ask ourselves, and lots of practices to help you connect with your heart, with your true beingness, and then just step into the peace of life and feel empowered in the new version of yourself. So it isn't about doing more. Again, it's about the small steps, and it's about becoming more aligned with yourself and who you truly are. The book is like chapter one starts with seeking the source. And inside, you'll find trusting your intuition, how to trust your intuition, how to set boundaries, about faith, being faithful to yourself and to others, and about forgiveness. There's all kinds of exciting things in here. And chapter 12 wraps it up with cultivating that harmony and bringing all that together for yourself.
That's great. And, sometimes people are wondering, they're stuck in these stories and they've been stuck in them for so long, thinking, I can't get out of this. This is just who I am. I give up. There's nothing I can do. So if you had to choose something today that you could give them, some words of wisdom, some little, pearls of knowledge, to kind of tell them what they can start right now today to make one little shift start happening, what could you advise them?
I would say start again with the pause, the hands on the heart, and just ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? What is the story? What's the ticker tape that's running through your mind? I'm not enough. I could do better. Comparing yourself to others. Just notice what that story is that you're telling yourself, because you do have the power to change that. You have the choice to make it different. And the awareness is the very first rewrite. Being aware of what the withhold is, reversing that's where the rewrite begins. And people often hear me say over and over, and I even put it in my books, I believe that it takes three things to create a change. First, listen to the heart. The heart knows our truth. It knows who we are. It knows our natural original blueprint. So first, listen. Second, visualize. Visualize the outcome with your mind's eye. See what it is that you're looking to create in your life. And then action. Without action, nothing is going to happen if we don't take action. And smiling from the heart, this book is full of actions. It's full of big ones. It's full of small ones. Just look in there, find one, just find one little teeny tiny baby thing that kind of speaks to your heart and say, I'm going to do this today, and do it today. Take action.
Yeah. Yeah. And what maybe you could explain a little more about the original blueprint of
The original blueprint. For me, when I say those words, original blueprint, that is, we're all born into the human space. We're spirits having the human experience. And we come in with what I call the original blueprint, meaning this was our purpose in life. This is who we are meant to be, the lessons we are meant to learn while we're in this earth school and this human, what is it called? Sometimes the meat suit. That's a funny term.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we're in the meat suit, we have all these lessons to learn. So your original blueprint is growing beyond that, getting beyond the karma of the lessons and into the persona of who you truly meant to be. For me, I'm 62. I've had many years behind me of learning the lessons, and of course, I'm still learning them. But right now, I am so deep into purpose. I wake up smiling from the heart every day. I really do, because my purpose is so clear to me. It took me a long time to get there. I had to take all those little baby small steps to get there. That's what I feel my original blueprint is to put all this stuff out there to the world and let it touch, even if it just touches one person and creates peace in my life, then I'm living my blueprint.
Yeah, that sounds like what we need to do is just get in touch with who we really are. Sometimes we're out there looking for the purpose, and we're looking for a thing or a place or, the right job or, so many other things that are outside of ourselves. But if we start going inside, we can really see what the purpose is in there. And when we find it, it's our passion and it just flows, right?
Oh, yes, I agree 100%. We do. Most of my life I've searched outside. Like, where is it? Somebody that you and I have talked to give me that checklist. I'll have it done by tomorrow. I'll check every one of those off, and I'm living in the joy of life, right? It's
Oh,
that
yeah.
way. It's all internal. There's no outside checklist. It's all internal. It comes from the heart, because the heart's the bridge. We are lower. I feel like I'm talking so quickly. I get excited with the passion.
I
Our
can tell.
lower
That's
self,
great.
our lower self is connected to our physical, our human side, and our upper self is connected to our spiritual, our beingness, the human and the being, and the heart is the bridge between the two. And opening up the heart allows space for those two to speak to one another, for the energy to flow, and so you can have heaven on earth. Bring that spirit self, that connection to your beingness down into your human, and human being becomes a balance, not a human more strong than the being, or vice versa. It is heaven on earth.
That's something I think we all want to achieve, right?
Oh, yes.
So, is there anything else that you're working on now that may be coming up soon? Maybe another book, possibly?
Oh, yes, of course. I have lots of them in my back pocket that I've been working on for several years, and all of a sudden I feel drawn to just put them all out there. Well, I have two books that I put out 8 and 10 years ago, and then I've been building the others. So, Smiling from the Heart was the first, and the next one is called Magic Power in Me. It's about finding how to connect with your own heart, how to connect with your inner beingness and heal your own life. Not just not not just externally, but internally, your emotional self, your all four quadrants: emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, and about just bringing it all into balance.
Wow, that sounds great.
That's my next one.
I'm looking
Okay.
forward to that one, but right now I still want to focus on this one for now. Because I've noticed, like, since, I know your book is available on Amazon, and I have signed up for things and I get your newsletters, and the information that you've been sending is so helpful. And you give away so many free things to help people get started, to get them interested, to keep them engaged, to show them it's not an impossible task. So I love the information you put out. And everything that you've offered in the book is just so amazing. And are there any other things that you have? I guess you'll have different websites that we could put at the end, right?
Yes, I do. And I have a gift for your listeners. It's
Oh, I like that.
yes, it is called it's well on my if you go to my website, thesoulsharmony.com, which you said will be on the site, you'll see an inner wisdom quiz on there. But I also have what's called an inner wisdom shift guide. And so we can put the link and the show links, and then but if you don't catch that, you can also get it on my website. I've got a handful of freebies on there that you can pick up on, and you can sign up for my weekly newsletter, as you were just sharing. Thank you. And get what is called your Monday shift list.
That's a
So
good way to start the week.
with your Monday shift list. Each Monday, you'll get your little short, small shift for the week. And my blog, I put my blog on that each week if you want to go in more in depth also.
Right. Well, that's great. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
So, like she said, we've got lots of information that Tearhsa has to share with you and a lot of freebies and things to really get you started and get you going. And we'll have all of her information located at the end of the video and in the descriptions as well. And I just to wrap this up, is there anything else that you'd like to share with everyone before we wrap this up?
Just to, as I stated, you'll hear me say over and over, just bear in mind that it takes three things to create any change in your life, be it big or small, and that is listen to your heart. Visualize what you want for an outcome and take an action. Do that small shift, do that teeny tiny thing to honor yourself and to gain your own personal power and growth. Because again, nobody's going to do it for you but you. We can look all outside, and there are many, many avenues, of course, like my book, your podcast, all of these things that enrich our lives. The truth and the change is only going to come from within. So please take a tiny action, just one every day.
Well, I want to thank you so much. Oh, we're having a little technical problem here. There it goes. It's the internet. Just love the internet and technology.
It can't be our fault.
Of course not, because we're doing well. It's the internet that needs a little fixing up in the universe.
That's right. All those energetic waves out there.
Exactly, exactly. It's also the energetic waves that we're putting out with the passion that we want to help people with.
That might be it. We're putting out so much high impact energy that we're just messing with the internet.
Yeah, and people out there know that they can do this too.
That's
So
exactly right.
I want to thank you so much for coming on, Tearhsa. I really appreciate your being here today. And like I say, all of her information will be listed at the end of the video. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us today again. If you like what you're seeing, if you're enjoying these podcasts, please share them with others. The purpose here is not about making money or not about making big business. It's about helping the person next to you, the guy that you know down the street, a cousin who could listen to this information and help their day get better. So please share. And if you like the video, comment and like so at least it can be seen by more people. That's our goal. And like Tearhsa said, it's the passion that we have. It's from our original blueprint. And just remember, just keep on smiling from the heart. My name is Denise Ortiz of MindBodyHealing.biz. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.